And here we go. All right, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to start up with a pre-writing of an essay topic. So if you look at the essay topics, I think this is about the third or fourth down. Can any obstacle or disadvantage be turned to something good? Okay, so what I have up here on the board is a T-chart. What I like to do is I basically like to rewrite the topic in my own words. Remember what Kelly said, to read over the topic over and over to make sure you understand it? Basically break it down into a sentence that you feel like you understand. Then on the one side, put one side of the topic. On the other side, put the other side of the topic. So, can any obstacle or disadvantage be turned to good? Yes or no? And then what you want to do is you want to start thinking of topics or examples or reasons why either side. So for example, I'm going to start here on the no side. Why couldn't something that's an obstacle or a disadvantage be turned to something good? Perhaps when I believe that something can't change, that I have no power, I have no control. And so if I believe that, then nothing good can come out of my circumstances. Okay, so what I would probably talk about would be a friend of mine or someone at school that I saw, a student who basically dropped everything because they felt powerless to change or they became afraid. And that would be my topic for that one, okay? Then here on the other side, what I have is I have several different ideas regarding the yes version of can an obstacle be turned to something good. What I have with these topics are some of the different levels that we were talking about in the previous video. Okay, so here down at the bottom, I have The Pursuit of Happiness. That's I think it's an Oscar-nominated film that was starring Will Smith, and it's about a man who lived in San Francisco. There you go. And he was basically homeless, worked through an internship to achieve his dream job, okay? And so what he did is he turned his obstacles for good. Not only that, he wrote a bestseller and he's making money hand over fist. So I would say that turned to good, okay? Another example that I can use is a person that I know. Jane, I was talking to her one time and she told me one day that her school counselor told her that she should never go to college. She would not be successful there. And so she would be someone I would use as someone who had an obstacle. But she turned it into something good. Number one, she didn't listen. She used that statement from her guidance counselor, and what it did is it fed her desire to succeed in spite of that. And so she actually graduated from college with a 4.0. How's that for you, guidance counselor? Okay, and now my last example. Remember how I said you could also use examples from history? A good example could be the American Revolution. One of the things about the beginning of our country was we were outnumbered by the British, and so, but we didn't let that stop us by using different kinds of tactics, guerrilla tactics, and the distance across the ocean. What was our greatest weakness, being outnumbered, ended up being our greatest strength because we were so close to reinforcements. So that could be one of the reasons where our obstacles turn to good. Okay, now that you have your ideas on both sides of the T-chart, let's figure out, what do you want to say? Okay, so here's what you can do. One of the things that I always recommend people do is to rank your ideas. All right, what's a really strong argument that really proves what you're talking about? What's a powerful example? Because that example is going to be your #1 example. What do you think? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that this Jane one is going to be my #1 example. Okay? I would say that the American Revolution could be my 2. And the pursuit of happiness can be my 3. Because this is another strong personal example. This one there's not as much emotional connection to, but because these are 2 personal examples, they would go great here and here, okay? And remember, because of that, the strength of your examples, it really ties in well, okay? And so what you can do and now I'm going to take this over to the outline. See how I ranked them? Now they're ready to place in here, okay? So, on the outline, first I'm going to write down intro. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hand write out my intro. All right, so first I'm going to restate the topic basically in my own words, and I'm going to give my opinion. Around 5 sentences. In life, there can be many obstacles that can come in my way. However, my ability to overcome these obstacles can make a better life by turning them into something good. Okay? I believe that almost any obstacle can be turned into something good as long as you use your strengths to overcome them. Okay? And see, that goes into there. Not only that, what does it do? It kind of helps flow into Jane's example, where she used that obstacle to help her move forward. Okay? And so that's what I'll do. I'm going to put a J for Jane. I'm going to put AR for the American Revolution. And then I'm going to put PH for the pursuit of happiness. That's going to be what I'm going to talk about. And then when I get to it, I'll write my conclusion. All right. So how long have we taken? Only 7 minutes? Okay, guys, in these 7 minutes, I want you to see that we have come up with enough ideas right here, and we've written down a plan. So that from here, what you do, you sit there, you're typing your essay, and then when you're about to run out of gas, go on to the next point. And you're never going to run out of ideas. Okay? All right. Now what you're going to do, go ahead and listen to the rest of the videos because you're getting prepared to do your own T-charts and essays.